Howdy and welcome back. I'm Oliver the Shoe Man, and today we have a pair of black Allen Edmonds shell Cordovan. I believe this is a chukka boot. The name on the inside is worn through, so I don't know the exact same model, but the customer wore a hole through the soles. Needs some new heels, so we're going to be completely redoing these. New welts, because you can't stitch soles to that welt. Just can't do it. I'm going to re-dye the uppers black, conditioning, and bringing these back to their former glory. So Allen Edmonds make their heel bases a little different. They're known for the footbeds not having any nails in there. Usually when you make a pair of shoes, you have to secure the back portion of the heel and you have nails that's holding things together. But they do a 360 Goodyear welt, which allows them to have a footbed with no nails. So these nails that you see right here, they're very short. They just go in and hit the leather sole, and that's what holds the heel base together. So we're going to be pulling these up. And then when we put them back on, we're going to be doing the same thing because we want to keep that footbed the same way. This last one is a little difficult. There you go. And something else that Allen Edmonds does with their heel bases is pretty cool. So the inside of the heel base is slightly taller than the other side. The inside meaning where your arch is. This is the inside of the boot. And you can tell this side's a lot higher than this side, and that goes on the inside. So we're going to mark this right and left. This is the left boot. So when we go to put this back on, we'll know exactly which side it goes on. Then it's just as simple as sliding the knife in there and cutting the stitches. There is your sole, and then there is also a midsole in between that. So you got 2 layers of leather. You have your cork and your shank. This is a wooden shank. The other one was in pretty good shape, so we'll reuse those. We're gonna clean the cork out. The welt is what's stitched to the uppers, the footbed, and the gemming. The gemming, if you haven't seen any of my videos, it's this piece right here that gets glued to the footbed, and then it has like a 90-degree wall where the uppers come up against it, and then everything gets stitched together. I'll show you guys once I'm done, or once we get to that point of stitching the welts on, what it looks like and more details. Now let's see if we can get this welt off without having to cut all the stitches. They come off, or they get sewn on with a chain stitch, which is one thread going in and out, in and out, in and out. So if we're able to undo one of them, the rest of them start to pull away. Oh, the inside of that gemming is pretty trashed. I'll have to fix that once we get to it. See, there you go. Starts to pull off. Every now and then it'll get stuck. And this leather welt's about to rip at the toe. But this just makes it a lot easier to take apart and faster. than cutting it, because all those threads should come out all in one piece, ideally. I'll show you. So instead of having to pick out each one individually, if we were to cut them, pull it from the inside, and all those threads, so it doesn't rip, it comes out all in one shot. Okay, so here we have the footbed. Let me see my fingers through there. This is what the customer walks on. This is what you walk on. And this is that gemming. You see it has like a wall or a 90-degree angle. Right here, it got pretty chewed up. So what we're going to do is just replace this back portion of the gemming, because the rest of it is pretty good. We just got to re-glue it down in a couple spots, like right there. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. Just got to replace that back piece. All right, so we got that back portion in, and right along here, it's hard to tell in this lighting, but the sides of where the holes are, it was damaged. So in between the lining and the uppers, I put a thin piece of leather in there, and I skived it out so that you won't feel it when you're walking, but that'll just help reinforce that area, because that's what the welt stitches to, and then the sole gets stitched to the welt. So if this part fails, then the rest of it starts to fail. But now we're going to take some Venetian shoe cream in black. This is shell Cordovan, which, if you guys don't know what that is, they take the hind end quarters of a horse, like the butt area and the leg area, and they flip it inside out. And then you get a leather, really strong, durable leather that doesn't crease. So what you see here, those lines, those are called rolls. There's no creases in there. And Venetian shoe cream, from all the research I've done on shoe repair and stuff like that, is the best conditioner for this style leather. So we're just gonna take a little bit. Oh, and then we dyed the uppers as well. We stripped and dyed them black. So now I have to put in this cream on there. What we're going to do is buff it off, and then we're gonna roll the rolls the opposite direction. If that makes sense. To kind of try to get rid of the rolls. And they're gonna come back, obviously, when you wear them, but just so at the end of, after all is said and done, it's a little bit better. And as long as you put like shoe trees in your boots while you're not wearing them, then it'll help mitigate these rolls from appearing. So basically, we're just massaging the leather the opposite direction. So instead of rolling it this way, we're rolling it this way, and that will help mitigate that. Then we're gonna put some Saphir cream on there, just a little bit more of a conditioner, and then we'll buff this off, and then we'll be ready to start sewing on the welts, new welts. There you go. It's looking a whole lot better now. Okay, so at this stage, we got new welts on. I stitched them off camera because I didn't have time to do it on camera since we're open today. But see, we got the new gemming in there. This is a little piece of nylon that is bridging the two gaps together, because like the gemming, like when it was worn, we took it apart, it was coming apart. And a lot of times I can change shape of the shoe by widening it. So just having that little piece in the middle will help keep this section together, because this is one of the most stressed points of the shoe, here and up here. So just adding that in there is going to help strengthen the shoe. We got the original wooden shakes, which is in still really good shape. We'll reuse those ones. And And then now we are gluing in the cork. The sheet cork. We'll sand it and then we'll be ready for the midsole. So we got cork in, sanded flush. Now I am doing a midsole, leather midsole, just like I had before. Just gotta place it on there. I know that sound sucks. I'm sorry. I don't like my last move so much to where it's like, it's just moving around all freely. So there's a nut or a washer, not a washer, but like a screw at the bottom that kind of can lock it into place, but also tighten it. So I like to barely loosen it so that it's hard to move, but I can still move it when I need to. But we're gonna go press the edges and then we'll be ready to glue the soles on. So we've got our leather midsoles on, trimmed a little bit to size, and now we're ready for the soles. Now these are some special soles here because JR, which is the best leather tannery, I guess you could say, out there, but they recently sold to another company called Kilger, which from what I've heard makes the same recipe leather sole, but I don't know if they make this combo sole. So this is our last combo sole in the shop, and these boots are the lucky ones to get them. So, I know you guys can't see, let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so we got the new soles put on. We got our channel grooved and stitched. We got a final trim. What I'm going to do is wet the sole and wet the top of the welt just so it'll soften up the leather, because we got 3 layers of leather to stitch through, so it's kind of thick, but we'll get it taken care of, no problem. Beans. So we got it. Let's see. Here you go. Beautiful stitch all the way around. We'll go ahead and clean it all up and be ready for the new heels. So we got our new heel base on. We weren't able to reuse the old ones because the welts made it a little bit wider, so these were too small. So we just stacked up a couple pieces of leather and balanced it out. It's hard to tell, but you can tell this side's a little bit taller than this side, and that's right where we want it in the arch support, just like Allen Edmonds do. You can see that side's taller than that one. So before we go ahead and glue the top lift on, what we got to do is nail the heel base. Now most shoes go from the inside. This one doesn't have a sock liner, so I got to nail it from the outside. Now this nail is just long enough to go in and hold on to the leather sole and the cork, or everything on the inside, and not go all the way through, which is what we want. So we don't want any nails poking through and hurting the foot. We definitely don't want that. Just want to double check. Yeah, no, we're good. So we're going to be doing how many nails? Let's see. So the old one was held on with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nails. I did them with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 extra nails just to hold it nice and secure. Nothing's coming through on the inside, which works perfectly. So now, just gotta get some glue on the leather heel base. And then these are going to be our new top lifts. I'm gonna wipe them down with a little bit of acetone, get all the dirt and any oils that are on there, just so we get a nice clean contact from this rubber heel to the leather heel base. Alright, and I'm going to let that dry and stick them together, and we're good to go. We're done with these shoes. These turned out super nice, super nice. I love that shell Cordovan upper. They just shine super beautifully, super easily. You just put a coat of conditioner on there, and then 1 coat of wax. Not much, you don't need a lot. You don't want to put a lot because then it'll cake and it'll crack and it won't look good. But look how beautiful those shined up. And then ready for the soles. There you go. This is the JR combo sole. Like I said, I don't know if the new company that bought JR is making these or not, but these are pretty cool soles. This was my last one, so. And these shoes definitely deserve these. Definitely, these look really nice. So, went from a full leather sole to a combo sole. We replaced the heel bases with leather stacked heel bases, making sure to keep that inside part of the heel a little bit taller than the inside. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's there. And that just helps support the arch of the foot. And you can only find this in, from my understanding, only Allen Edmonds does this. So yeah, everything else turned out pretty simple. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned for a whole lot more cool projects. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment for more. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook, or email. I'll put all that stuff in the description below. So thank you guys for watching again, and God bless y'all.